Good afternoon, everybody, and good morning to those joining from the Americas. Thank you very much for joining MTT's webinar today on mobile strategies for travel management companies and how TMCs can take ownership of the mobile channel and their mobile strategy. So today's agenda, we're going to firstly have a quick look at who MTT is, for those of you who are not that familiar with who we are and what we do. Then we'll move on to having a look at the rise of mobile in corporate travel and also the dynamics of the business traveler today. I will present to you some of our own latest research at MTT about what business travelers want from their corporate mobile travel service, what they're expecting to receive from their TMC and their corporate when they're on the road with business travel. I'm going to present very quickly MTT Concierge, which is our product for mobile for TMCs, and it's what we would consider a new approach to the mobile channel and mobile strategy for travel management companies. We will have some Q&A at the very end of this webinar today. So throughout the webinar, you can ask questions in the text frame, which you'll see at the bottom of the console. So simply type in your questions there, and at the end of the webinar, we can post those questions and respond to them for any of the queries that you have. So first of all, a quick overview of MTT. So we were founded in 2005, a privately held company invested in by one of the leading VCs in Silicon Valley, Draper Fisher Jurvetson. We focus solely on mobile technology for the travel industry, so specifically for airlines. We work with leading hotels, with online travel agents, and obviously with travel management companies, and hence the topic for our webinar today. We first launched mobile bookings for airlines in 2006. So this is something we've been doing for many, many years, specializing in mobile solutions, mobile products for the travel industry. So in terms of the types of travel companies we work with, some very large and well-known airlines, such as EasyJet, one of Europe's largest airlines, from the Air France-KLM group, Transavia.com, Jetstar, which is a leading Asia-Pacific carrier and part of the Qantas group. We also work in the Americas region with the LAN and TAM airlines from Chile and Brazil respectively, which together form LATAM Airlines Group. And in terms of the TMC world, we very recently launched with BCD Travel, which, as you'll know, is one of the largest TMCs worldwide. And we recently just launched their business travel app, which is called TripSource, and I'll go through that in a little bit more detail throughout the webinar. Okay, so that's a quick overview of MTT and who we are. So now let's have a look at the rise of mobile in corporate travel, and specifically the requirements of the business traveler of today. So specifically what I want to call out is the different personas that you'll see in the world of business travel today. And they can be defined under the names of the millennial and the baby boomer. So millennials are those who have grown up with technology from a very young age and all things mobile. They have high expectations of the devices they use, the services they receive, and the effectiveness of those services on mobile. And they currently make up 33% of business travelers worldwide. But this is, of course, growing, will increase to 50% by 2020. While the older generation, let's say the baby boomers, who have seen the pre-mobile world and the post-mobile world, they're going to decrease in numbers in terms of who your business traveler is. Already, 52% of millennial business travelers are booking mobile travel for their business on their mobile devices. So therefore, this is a trend that's going to continue to grow. And this is the type of business traveler that TMCs and the corporates need to cater for. And looking a bit more closely at this millennial business traveler, who is the business traveler of not just today, but for the rest of time. they're incredibly mobile. They are very accustomed to innovation, and they expect really good innovation, really great design. They also tend to spend more on mobile, spend more per business trip. They have a strong desire and expectation for personalization, and that in turn leads to their loyalty. And they will use their mobile travel tools regardless of whether it's offered to them or not from their corporate. And this feeds into a lot of the trends that's being seen at the moment around open bookings and the need to incorporate other booking services beyond the typical offerings from the TMC and their corporate travel service. Looking at other trends, as I just mentioned, the open booking trend, and just to quote Norm Rose, a very, very well-known and respected travel industry consultant, Norm said, quite simply, open booking is changing the way travel is managed. And just to look at some stats here from Travelport, between 40% and 70% of business hotel room nights are typically booked outside the travel management company booking channel. So clearly this is happening regardless of whether it's available to the business traveller or not. And it's something that TMCs are very aware of and need to consider how they're going to address in a way that gives them the right balance between offering the business traveller some control over this, but also keeping them within corporate travel policy. Again, from Norm Rose, to quote him, the emergence of open booking as both an acceptable policy alternative and as a technology to capture rogue itinerary elements is the single most important development in business travel this year. So as TMCs look towards how they can improve their corporate travel service via mobile, the ability to allow for and to adapt for open bookings is going to be a key consideration. And there's lots of ways that mobile can enable TMCs to do this in an effective manner, and that will also open new revenue streams. So just going back to the business traveller persona and their needs. So what do they value? What is it that they want today? Well, really, in lots of ways, it's what they would have always wanted, but they have a bigger expectation because they have devices that should enable this and enable it better. So efficiency, it's the number one priority for business travellers to have more efficient trips, meetings, do more in less time. Flexibility. So many business travellers need to make changes to their travel plans just before departure, and we see here the stat from Amadeus Business Travel that over half have had to change their plans just before travel, and then during the trip itself they need to make changes. In fact, not just one change, but 3 or more changes, and this is almost a third of business travellers that need to do this. So the flexibility to change itineraries, to make changes to bookings, to flight bookings, to hotel, to transport, it's really, really key, and business travellers are expecting this. And then finally, control, and this is certainly more a requirement for the type of the millennial business traveller who has grown up with the ability to do whatever they want, when they want, using mobile devices. They want to be able to book additional extras for their business travel trip on the go and in a way that suits them. So what does this mean for your TMC? So essentially, first and foremost, it's about responding to the new type of business traveller and his or her expectations and needs. It's also about acting on the many opportunities presented by mobile to provide more direct communication, more personalised communication, more flexible travel management. Then it's also very much about getting the balance right between more control for the business traveller to manage their trips, but while ensuring that they stay in line with their corporate travel policy. And obviously that's quite tricky, but mobile does offer opportunities for this to happen. And then, importantly, it gives the TMC an opportunity to capitalise on new revenue sources that were not open to them before. And this is a great opportunity that mobile presents. So not only do TMCs need to enable mobile, but they need to enable smart mobile services. So that means that they need to provide proactive description services, that they need to drive compliance, that they need to anticipate required services based on multiple sources of information via a very intelligent, responsive and personalized mobile service. And this means that a mobile channel for the TMC, it's not just to tick the box, it has to be a well thought out strategy that looks to the long-term capability of the TMC to serve the business traveller and to open up new communication approaches, techniques and new revenue streams. And if we look at this research also from Travelport, it's quite interesting again to see how far we actually are behind currently in terms of mobile for the business traveller. So looking at all these very important services for the business traveller, airport parking, destination services, itinerary management, online bookings and real-time flight updates. These are things across the board they're getting access to in their traditional corporate travel service. But in terms of the mobile access, which is the red bar here, this still lags way, way far behind, with only itinerary management almost making it halfway to the level of other traditional access, flight updates a little bit higher. But in terms of other very important services, they are way, way behind. So there is a lot of work to be done to really improve on the mobile services that business travellers are receiving today. So now I'd like to take you through a little bit of MTT's own research that we have done with business travellers with regards to what they want on mobile. In terms of how we conducted this research, so it was with over 400 business travellers across the US and Europe, and specifically within Europe it was in France, Germany and the UK. And we asked business travellers what do they want from their mobile travel, their mobile corporate travel service, what do they like about what they have currently, what do they not like about it, what levels of integration of personalization and business and leisure time do they want, to get a better sense of what they're expecting. So we asked them, do they currently use a mobile service, an app or a mobile website for their business travel? And the answer to this clearly is overwhelmingly mostly yes, 70%. But just to note, this is not just a TMC app that they're referring to here. This response refers to all types of mobile travel apps that they're using. And it very much talks to the open booking trend that we mentioned earlier in the webinar. The fact that business travellers are using all sorts of mobile travel apps currently while they're on their business trips. So here we see a word cloud of the types of mobile travel apps they're using. So as you can see, it's quite a mix between airlines, hotels, train booking, travel advisory. Obviously there's some TMC apps in there also. But clearly this talks to the need to be able to integrate some additional outside services for open bookings, particularly for hotel bookings, to enable the traveller to really have a flexible and efficient business travel trip. We also asked them what do they not like about the mobile service they have currently for their business travel. And the types of responses we got can be grouped into poor performance, lacking features, and poor usability. So I think aside from the poor performance, which can be addressed with better technology and better mobile native apps, the lacking features is a real key one. So that talks to limited hotel choice, can't do hotel check-in, can't do flight check-in, can't do mobile boarding passes, and of course usability. Usability is a key issue no matter what type of mobile app you're providing. It needs to have great design and a great user experience. We also asked the respondents which are the most important features of a business travel app. So clearly you can see here in line of importance what they rated as the most key features. So not surprisingly, travel updates, travel disruption information is really important. But again, here we see they want to be able to book hotels, book flights, edit travel plans on the move, which talks to the earlier research we saw about the need to be able to have the flexibility to change plans either just before a trip or during a trip. Clearly, itinerary management goes without saying, but they also want to have things like local restaurant recommendations. They want to be able to contact the travel arranger via the app, transport recommendations, and then the more practical things like expense management and sharing itineraries. We also asked them about having personalized services and what would they particularly value in their mobile corporate travel service. So here we see kind of 3 top personalized features that they particularly would like. So for a lot of business travelers, they will have a regular trips that are to the same location frequently every week, every second week. And this is something that they want to see that's tracked, that's predicted for them, that's, their same flight, their hotel, the route that they take, that's all pre-populated for them and tracked. They also want to be able to see notifications on special rates for company hotels. That's the key one. Clearly, notifications of their air miles and promotions on usage of their air miles. So that's just an example of the types of personalization they want to see in their corporate mobile travel service. We also wanted to find out about how much integration business travelers want between their business time and also their leisure time when they may be on extended business travel trips, have weekend stopovers or days where they have some free time that they want to use during the trip. So again, here we see, without a doubt, they want to have some sort of integration between providing some leisure or personal recommendations outside of the business travel recommendations. So here are the types of things that they'd like to see. So tourist attraction recommendations, restaurant recommendations obviously being a key one, other activities such as museums, shopping guides. Some things that aren't listed here but that also came out were amenities for exercise local to where they're staying in their hotel, walking routes in the region. So they have some great value of ideas to do in their spare time when they have it. So this would really give the business traveler a great sense of being looked after. In terms of how business travelers think a mobile service can improve their overall business travel experience, this is overwhelmingly positive. They see it as something that will improve their efficiency, improve their productivity, make their business trips more meaningful, enables them to do more on their business trips, have less paperwork and reporting after their trip, better time management. So essentially all of these things are going to benefit their corporate in terms of how they use their time effectively on business trips. We also asked the respondents with regards to their devices. Do they have smartphones on their trips? Do they have tablets on the trips? And generally speaking, they have both. But they also very much expect that the app that they have available on their smartphone for their business travel will also be available on their tablet device so that they can seamlessly work between either device depending on which one they want to use at any given time. So what are the key takeaways from this research? So I think there's a few things that you can very much take away and consider as you devise your mobile strategy. So business travelers want integration between their business time and their leisure time in their mobile travel service. They want the ability to book hotels and other services on the go. They want real-time updates and offers during their business travel trip. They're keen for lots of new features and functionality to be available via mobile and are readily waiting to use new features via mobile. They will use other mobile travel apps if what they want is not available from their corporate travel app, and they want the same service available on smartphone, on tablet. So now I'd like to take you through a quick overview of MTT Concierge, which is MTT's mobile product for travel management companies. So essentially, MTT Concierge is a true mobile companion for the business traveler for their journey from the beginning to the end. So it enables all of the key functionality that you would expect, so smart itineraries, personal profiles, flight status, advanced security. To look at it in a bit more detail at the functionality of MTT Concierge, in terms of the smart itineraries, this is very much a key and main functionality of MTT Concierge. It enables synchronization of traveler itineraries no matter what the GDS is in the background. It is always synced, so even if the traveler is not using the app, it will be continuously updated with travel plans. There is offline access, so when the traveler does not have data access, it does not rely on Wi-Fi. They can still access all of their itinerary and it will be completely up to date. It automatically updates according to time zone, provides mapping and directions, all of the required booking references and reservation details, weather information at destination. A key feature of MTT Concierge is also the personalization, which is enabled by the user account and profiles. So there's, without doubt, very secure login and password management, and it stores key customer profile information, which then in turn allows for contextual notification and push alerts through MTT's push notification engine, MTT Engage, and I'll speak a little bit more about that later. The personalization elements also include cloud syncing, so you can log in with your account on tablet, on smartphone, Android, iPhone, and it will all sync to the app no matter what device you log in with. It enables sharing with colleagues, family. You can have followers set up who need to know your location. So, for example, secretaries or close family members who want to be aware of the business traveler when he or she is on their trip and where they are. It also enables the business traveler to integrate user-generated content, so adding their own travel notes, meeting notes, things they want to do at destination. And importantly, it enables the import of personal bookings, so restaurants, for example, that you have booked or the business traveler have booked can be integrated with the itinerary. In terms of flight status, it's completely real-time. It's always synchronized again. MTT Concierge integrates with different types of flight stat providers to ensure that the most accurate data is provided. And without doubt, it's completely encrypted for advanced security, which of course is extremely important. So, in terms of the mobile itinerary management, a key feature of MTT Concierge is that it can integrate with any GDS or with multiple GDSs. So it enables the TMC to devise their own mobile app no matter what their GDS is or no matter what the roadmap of that GDS for mobile is. As I mentioned, MTT Concierge will integrate with any flight status aggregator to ensure that the flight information, the travel updates are completely up to date and completely real time, so that there are no delays, that the data of the flight information is completely accurate. If there are any security or major travel alerts in the region where they are, which is a very, very important aspect of a mobile travel service, the duty of care element. So, for example, if there's any concerns, if there's any travel problems, natural disasters, or political problems in a region where the business traveler is, they will be notified automatically via the mobile app of anything they need to be aware of, if they need to leave a city early. The personalization is very much a key element, making the business travel service on mobile very customized to the individual, very tailored to their business travel needs, and leveraging the analysis and intelligence gained from the behavior of the business traveler using the app. That can be fed into MTT's intelligent push engine, MTT Engage, so that very relevant and personalized messages are sent via push to the business traveler at the right time with the most relevant information and updates. So specifically, some of the advantages of MTT Concierge for TMCs is that first and foremost, the TMC is not tied to one specific GDS vendor or itinerary type. So the TMC can develop their mobile channel, their mobile app, independently of their GDS provider and whatever roadmap the GDS provider has for mobile. Also, it enables the TMC to have a very customized, bespoke user experience, bring a lot of their own personality and brand to the mobile app for the business travel service, to give them better visibility of who they are to the business traveler and to integrate better personalization and features for the end business travel experience. It also includes comprehensive localization capabilities, so no matter what country or region the business travel app needs to serve, it can be completely internationalized in terms of language idiosyncrasies, currency, and other regional specifics. It connects to multiple itinerary sources, so again, all flight information, all travel information is completely up to date, which of course ties into the data accuracy point. All information on itineraries and flights is communicated in real time. There is a very, very fast lead time to launch with MTT Concierge, so a very short time to market in terms of creating and launching your own branded mobile app. The personalization element of MTT Concierge ensures that it's very responsive to specific traveler needs. It also enables for open booking, direct hotel booking support, and enables the TMCs to look at new ways to drive revenue through ancillaries and other incremental revenue opportunities. As I mentioned, it integrates with MTT Engage, which is MTT's intelligent mobile push engine, to send very personalized, relevant push alerts. And it has a very unique and important marketing value for B2B and B2C. So essentially meaning that the TMC can take a dual approach to market. So not only can it work directly through the corporate, so the enterprise route, in terms of promoting and building the relationship, it can also communicate direct to the end traveler. And mobile is really the only channel that enables the TMC to do this. So if we look at the benefits of MTT Concierge for each stakeholder, so for the TMC, it's about winning more bids, winning more business with the large corporates for their business travel. It enables the TMC to reduce operational headaches such as call center reliance by providing more information and updates via mobile. It provides the TMC with data on travelers that the TMC did not have previously, which gives great intelligence in terms of how the TMC can better serve and provide a better mobile experience. It offers the TMC new revenue streams such as from hotel bookings and in-destination ancillaries. And it also enables the TMC to sell new services. So, for example, in-app payment for a premium support call in times of trouble for the business traveler or where they need a resolution very quickly to a problem. In terms of the corporate itself, so it makes the travel manager's life easier. It enables them to have better control over duty of care, tracking travel spend, keeping travelers within policy, and making their business travelers more efficient and more productive. And then for the business traveler themselves, it essentially makes their business travel experience better. It's less stressful, more time efficient, more cost effective, and more collaborative. So if I am to summarize some of the key differentiators enabled by MTT Concierge for TMCs, it would be these. So control. It provides TMCs with control over their mobile strategy and their mobile app direction and how they want to serve business travelers via mobile. Customization. So there is great scope for the unique requirements of a TMC to be incorporated into the development of the mobile app. So it is, as to my next point, it's different. It's not the same as all the competitor mobile solutions out there. It enables the TMC to differentiate with a very slick, branded, personalized mobile offering. Also, I mentioned the global or internationalization capabilities. No matter what market you're serving, no matter what market your travelers are in, it can be completely internationalized. And in a moment, I'll show you the recently launched BCD travel solution that MTT created called TripSource, which is currently rolling out in 11 countries across Europe. And finally, MTT has in-depth expertise in terms of building successful mobile channels for travel companies, ensuring really great user experience and design that drives adoption and increasing user engagement via mobile, and obviously our knowledge of the back-end mobile travel systems and generally domain expertise in that area. So now I'd like to take you through a look at the recently launched mobile app for BCD travel called TripSource. So at first I just would like to start by using a quote from April Bridgman, Senior Vice President of Strategic Marketing at BCD Travel, in terms of how they approach their mobile strategy. So April said, "We wanted to create a great app with personality that delivers a consumer-oriented user experience to business travelers. And the first release of TripSource reveals MTT's intuition for what users want." So clearly what BCD Travel are trying to do or are doing with their business travel app is to create a very personalized, user-friendly experience that will really drive adoption and keep the business travelers happy and engaged. So it was launched in January 2014. Firstly, it was launched in the US and Canada, and now it's currently being rolled out in 11 countries across Europe as part of the second phase, and that will continue to widen to all of BCD Travel's markets worldwide. And here you see an example of what the business travel app TripSource looks like. So now I'd like to play a quick video introducing the MTT Concierge app for BCD Travel TripSource. In terms of what's next for TripSource, So some of the key features we're going to be adding next will include in-app profile updates, mobile hotel booking in line with the growing trend for this, mobile airfare booking, the integration with the MTT Engage for push notifications and alerts, more multilingual apps. So as I mentioned, it's rolling out in 11 European countries, so all of those apps will be customized for the language in those countries. And currently it's available as an iPhone app and will also soon be available as Android, and we'll also have a mobile web option. So I hope the webinar today has given you some food for thought and some ideas on how to shape your mobile strategy moving forward. So now we can take any of the questions that have come through the Q&A. So what we'll do is post the questions that have come through via the chat and then post the answers also. So thank you very much once again for your time today, and do not hesitate to contact me should you wish to find out any more about MTT Concierge, about MTT, and about our work with ECD Travel. Thank you.